I'm Calvin Chan, and I got into kites as a young child when in the 60s they were selling these kites for 10 cents at the local toy shop. And this was called the high flyer kites. And I used to fly them for a distance. And then I saw a Filipino man in my neighborhood who flew this kite that went straight up perpendicular to the ground rather than distant. Because I thought, oh, flying it far was great, but when I saw him flying his Filipino kite, it's called the Sarangola or Gurion, and it was perpendicular and it didn't have a hanging tail because the lower half of the kite was part of the tail design. So it was aerodynamically designed so that it'll fly straight up, almost like an airplane. So by then, I majored in business and education, mathematics, secondary math, and computers. So I wanted to introduce STEM into the classroom. So I taught all of my students in mathematics hands-on application, and this was in the 80s in mathematics. So that's how I got into kites. Well, when I saw the kite festivals in Hawaii, the city and county, they had the kite festivals from the 70s, and then they had all kinds of different kinds of kites. So in order to make the kite fly, you have to apply aerodynamics, science, mathematics, where you apply symmetry and look at making the kite as light as possible. And so I applied geometric concepts to the I guess application of STEM, and that was the early days of STEM because now STEM is kind of popular now in the curriculum. But yeah, so that's how I kind of apply it.
Oh,
I have another one in Hangzhou. So I was just at the world's biggest kite festival. It's in Weifang, China, where there were 46 countries and over 400 kite makers and flyers. And then they had, in fact, the opening ceremony had over 20,000 um, in attendance for the opening. It's like the Olympics. We marched into the stadium by different countries. So I represented the United States, and we had others from Minneapolis, Illinois. This is participate maybe in the American Kite Flyers Association. It's a national one, but the traditional kite flyers, most of the ones in the 70s that I knew, they all passed away already. So the art is dying. And then I picked up the art through the State Cultural Arts Foundation, the mentorship master apprenticeship program. So that's how I learned it in the 80s. And then I learned it from my master, Patricio Ganga. Well, this one I got a trophy for a glass trophy, a beautiful trophy that's for outstanding performance in flying. And so the kite went straight up, and they were amazed because most of the other kites were made out of material, and then it flew more of a distance. But I had a lightweight plastic and bamboo, and I applied fiberglass. So I tried to do it, you know, with modern materials because I couldn't bring the big bamboo and do the traditional kite. So I'm just carrying it now. That's it. This is what it looks like though. I
yeah,
got
I
my
saw your picture. It looks amazing.
yeah, yeah. So and then so uh, KHON did a segment 2 years ago of my kites on during the National Kite Month. Wow, that was the past during the from 1980s to 2014 when I was in education. I used to have workshops for students, teachers, the community. I had all kinds of different workshops, but I retired from teaching in 2014. So I'm just trying to enjoy life, and they call that ikigai, you know, find a purpose in life, enjoy, and I contribute to society and different things. So if anybody want to learn, then I you know let try to teach them. Well, I have a website and I have YouTube videos. So I provide YouTube videos on Asian kites. I have kites from around the world, and in the Philippines, all the things that my master taught me, I see it on YouTube now. In those days, in the 80s, there were no YouTube videos, but now there are YouTube videos that I could see, and then they're doing the exact same thing that my master has taught me. But in Hawaii, you need time and patience, to shave the bamboo and put the kites together because it takes time. But for the children, I start off with the simple kites, the sled kite. It's two parallel sticks and plastic, so I make it easy for them. So then, they become successful rather than it takes time because sometimes when they do a diamond kite and sometimes you don't see them fly, then they get frustrated. But you want the people who make them to be successful. There was a professor at the University of Hawaii who talked about they used to have leaf kites in the Polynesian design.
Hmm.
So he did research on that and he published it in the Kite Line magazine. So I have a cover of it of that article. His name was Wayne Baldwin, and he used to make these traditional kites also.